I'll start with my first question. You didn't play any festivals this summer in Germany. Were you busy planning your new album? I missed you.
That's actually not true.
I think we played some. Yeah,
a couple.
Germany.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With the Adsum, for instance, and then some. We did some small festivals this year. Not too many.
Not the South Side or the Hurricane you usually.
No.
Not the big ones.
We wanted to. We've been playing so much, like every summer, since the first album. So we wanted to have a bit of a slower summer, and also we recorded the album.
So you did use your time to record the album.
We were quite busy.
We've not been free. That's not something you can say, really.
Yeah,
we had a good time. We worked a lot on the album since last April this year.
Yeah, but with previous albums, you've been doing it parallel, haven't you? Been doing gigs and tour and festival in parallel.
Same thing now as well.
Yeah. I think that's what we need to do. You don't really have time to like take time off completely for a year and record, or we don't have that. We could have the time, I guess, but we're too restless to just be in the studio for a year, because everything you do for too long becomes boring.
So what is the most significant change comparing your debut album, Bring 'Em In, with your new album? Are there any changes? Or is it maybe
6 years ago or something like that, isn't it? So it is a lot of difference. It's like every record with us is like a new chapter. It's the same type of songs, I would say, same type of songwriting, but always different production, always a different costume. We don't want to make the same book over and over again, so to say. So it's very similar to Bring 'Em In one way, and that's the homemade way, sort of, because we have our own studio now that we build ourselves, and that's where we've been recording most of the stuff. And that's a little bit like Bring 'Em In was done as well. So it's sort of the same vibe.
But then we're much better in playing, and so we're not. Yeah, we're more mature in many ways, I guess.
But would you say it's a logical development comparing your first album to your recently one?
Yeah, I mean, you can always compare albums with each other. We, as a band, we try not to compare the previous album with the new one, because
it's a chapter.
Yeah, we kind of. I mean, for this album, we haven't actually gotten the whole album yet finished, but when we have that in our hands, we're gonna listen to it for.
If we have it in our hands.
we're gonna listen. No, but we're gonna listen to it for like maybe a couple of weeks, and then probably we're not gonna listen to it anymore. You know.
Then we're gonna start to think about the new one.
Yeah.
That's how we work, and that's what I love about this band.
Björn is going to go on vacation right after New Year's Eve, and then we're going to start recording the album when he's away. like never seen the light of day.
You just said you built your own studio. Can you talk about that? How it?
Well, I was on the solo tour when these guys did that, so I can't really talk about that.
We find a spot like south of the city in Stockholm, and it was a great, our own house out in an industrial area. It's like our own little mansion.
We bought
do whatever we want.
Some wood and some isolation material, and then we started. You started to work as carpenters for half a year, and then
You had no time off, no free time.
Well, in between, actually, from Christmas last year until May, it was basically some gigs, some promotion, and then a lot of work in the week. During the week with the studio. And then we have a carpenter called Stefan, who was helping us out as well.
No,
I think Stefan is a very funny name. It's just, you can say Stefan to Björn, and he's like, I think he's in love with him. That's the
problem here.
No, but we're not really good in carpenting, because I have one thumb is in the middle of my hand, so I can't really do anything. But
perfect for holding a drumstick.
We told him what to do, and that looks good, and we paid him. So
And you like it as well?
Yeah, I was I was actually really surprised when I came home from that tour.
First time he was in the studio was when we celebrated his birthday. You know, we did a surprise party for him. It's like, yeah, and we just bound his eyes, and then we came to the studio and took it off.
And there was
He's like,
Stefan.
where am I? No, Stefan wasn't there actually.
He thought it was in some
Actually,
cheesy bar.
I only met Stefan once. I don't know why, but...
You're always giggling.
But it wasn't his birthday though. It was his bachelor party before he got married.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Nice. So in the beginning of your career, you were compared a lot to English bands, the Beatles, the Kings, all of them, the Who. And now again, concerning your upcoming release, I read about calling your new album your White Album, reminiscing again the Beatles. What do you think about that?
To me, it really doesn't matter what it is, if you put a stamp on it or not. It doesn't really matter.
It's this everlasting stamp you've got.
Yeah, but a White Album is a really good album, so if somebody compares it to that, it's really good. For us, to me, it feels like our fifth album, and nothing more than that.
I can understand how you can compare it to something like that in a way, because there's a wide variety of songs on the album.
Yeah.
Not as many songs as White Album though. We have a bunch of other songs that we didn't have time to record, and so. But yeah,
It's not a double album, that's for sure.
in that sense, it's kind of White Album-ish. But
I think every album we've done is pretty much White Album-ish. Autocracy was really much like that, and Bring 'Em In was really much like that. Hurricane Bar, Never Seen the Light, I don't know, but that's, yeah. We have a lot of styles. If you compare to other bands, we have a lot of styles on every record, a lot of different songs, a lot of different styles.
Yeah, so, as you say, like the White Album is not really a concept album, it's more songs just in a row, and yeah. So you see that with your album?
yeah, well, we always try to we may record each song by itself, kind of, you know. This song sounds the best if we record it like this, and then the next song could be completely different. But then when you start putting the album together in some strange way, you always have kind of a red thread going through the album anyway, without thinking about it, because you've been recording it during a period of your life, and you're kind of the same people at that time, and that kind of creates a special sound.